be here. We have the privilege of hearing from two amazing women, Veronica and Anitrice. Hi, ladies. Both who are proud Habitat homeowners and very active members of the community. So we'll get to hear about their stories and all the amazing things that they're doing. Today's discussion and will be moderated and led by yours truly. I am Inés Flores Vaughn, a Habitat Young Professionals board member and passionate advocate of Habitat's mission. So to briefly share a little bit about myself, generally speaking, I like to be involved in the community and I choose the organizations that I like to spend my time and devote my energy to. And then there's Habitat for Humanity. I like to say that Habitat chose me. And the reason why I say that is because I grew up in a Habitat home here in Miami. My family moved into a Habitat house the year 2002 when I was about 16 years old. And it was my mom, my stepdad, and my two sisters were now grown women. So there's definitely a lot of gratitude and that we have towards Habitat and the organization and what is done for us. So there's an impact not only for the homeowners, but also for the children and for the community. So a lot to be grateful for. So that's a little bit about me. I went to school at Florida International University. So I don't know if we have any Golden Panthers on the call today. And I studied accounting. So I'm a CPA in the state of Florida. So a little bit about my background so you know who is this person speaking and on your screens at the moment. Also, for those of you wondering, why are we hosting this event? Why this week and why women? This past Monday, March 8th, was International Women's Day. And here in the Habitat community, we're also celebrating International Women's Build Week. So the goal for Habitat is, one of the goals is to raise awareness about the global need of women's access to safe and affordable housing. So we're here to celebrate, we're here to listen to amazing stories, we're here to get inspired, we're here to encourage donations to support Habitat's work and to raise awareness. So on behalf of Miami Habitat and the Women Building Up Women's group, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for choosing to spend this hour or so with us. And then on a more personal note, I want to say thank you to the Habitat organization and its staff for allowing me the opportunity to participate in this virtual gathering. Before we dive into the stories of Veronica and Anitrice, which are our highlights of today, and we're here to hear and learn from them and get inspired by what all of it they do, we will now watch a short clip from the Honorable Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, who is our first female mayor of Miami-Dade County.
Everyone, I'm Daniela Levine Cava, Mayor of Miami-Dade County, and I'm here to say that for the past 30 years, Habitat for Humanity has been providing home ownership opportunities to so many who would not otherwise be able to afford their own homes. And in fact, 1,300 families in Miami-Dade have gone through the Habitat program and now are the proud owners of their own homes right here in Miami-Dade. Habitat is particularly beneficial to women. According to Habitat's records, a whopping 80% of the homeowners that they have assisted are head of household women. This is a very impressive figure, especially in a community like ours, where the cost of housing lags so far behind family income. This week, Habitat celebrates National Women's Build Week, in which scores of women volunteer to work on a Habitat home being built for a woman and her family in our community. I had the pleasure last year of participating in one such build, and I met the family and I met the incredible volunteers. It was a very rewarding experience. Unfortunately, this year during the pandemic, Habitat is not hosting the build, but their work on behalf of women and families continues. So on behalf of Miami-Dade County, we join you in celebrating Habitat's National Women's Build Week, and I look forward once again to picking up that hammer and helping a deserving family reach their dream of home ownership. Big thank you goes to Habitat and their staff for their efforts, and to Lowe's for their support of this important Women's Build initiative. Bless you all and see you next year.
I love it. I can relate in the fact that I also cannot wait to picking up a hammer and building one of the homes. That's one of the things that I would say I miss the most about volunteering for Habitat. And we get a lot of questions all the time about that. So we're all eager and excited. All right, so I'm going to share a brief background about the two speakers that we have today. But I also, because before we get there, I do want to encourage the audience, if you do have questions during that discussion, feel free to write those down in the chat box, either questions about Habitat, questions about what's going on and in general about Veronica's story or Anitrice. So feel free to just write those down in the chat box, and then we'll get to as many of those as possible. So, all right, ladies, are we ready? So Anitrice, she has lived in her Habitat home, and I'm reading my notes to make sure I get this right. She's lived in her Habitat home for 12 years. She has 5 grown children, all entrepreneurs, which I think is very impressive. I think it speaks volumes of her as a mom. She's married and feels that her husband supports her in anything that she does, including the nonprofit that she has, that she founded 7 years ago, called Nana Restart Organization. So we're gonna learn a little bit more about that and what is that she does. That's amazing. I can't wait to hear more about it. And she works as a health information specialist at a local hospital, where she's been there for 22 years. So we're talking about a woman that has a full-time job, has kids, grandchildren, and grown kids, I should say, and a lot going on. So very impressive. So hi, Anitrice.
Hello, good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Good, good. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
Yes, and we have Veronica. She's lived in her Habitat home for 15 years. And fun fact, she recently finished paying off her home. So we're gonna get to that in a little bit. We're gonna talk a little bit more about that. I think that's impressive. She works in housekeeping for a local hotel in Miami Beach, where she's also been working for over 20 years. So you ladies are really committed to what is it that you do. So that's amazing. She has her children, husband, and grandchildren help her out in her nonprofit also. She started a nonprofit called The Leaf of Love. So can't wait to hear more about that. Hi, Veronica. How are you?
Okay. Good, good. How are you?
Great, great, great to be here. So before we go into kind of present day and all the amazing things that you're currently doing, I would love to kind of start, and Veronica, I would love to start with you, kind of, if you don't mind sharing your experience of when you first found out that you were selected for the Habitat program. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, when I first found out about the Habitat House, I was Scott Carver had them closed, and we moved into another area for temporary until we get ready to find our own home or to buy. So I was at home waiting for another place, and I said, "Oh Lord, it's just taking so long, this other place. I don't know what's going on." And I say, "Okay, I'll wait on you to give me the answer." And so one day, it was 2 days later, I got up and I went to the mailbox and I saw the mail, and it said Habitat, and I said, Habitat, wow. And because I was actually praying to the Lord that I hope that I find somewhere for this other place in Miami Lakes. Oh, it was fancy, big. I said, oh, it was a nice home, beautiful. And I said, oh, they just take it so long. So I need somewhere. And so, yes, they sent me a letter in the mail. And I said, oh, Lord, that is the answer. I am receiving it and accept it. So that's when I applied. Yes.
I love it. I love it. I think sometimes we want something so bad, and then the universe has, something, different or even better in our path.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's great to hear. Anitrice, what was that for you when you first found out that you were selected to be part of the Habitat program?
Oh, it was amazing because the young man who came to my house for my interview, and I think his name was Carlos, and he was doing his job, and he just kept on saying that when you get selected, no, he kept on saying if, and I kept on saying yes, when I get selected. And then he kept on saying, yes, if you get selected. I say, thank you. I know you have to do your job, but when I get selected, and I say, when he said, if you get selected, then what you're going to do? I say, first of all, I'm going to give God the glory. But number one, and then I'm going to make it, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do something to promote Habitat. He was like, oh, wow. And then he kept on talking to me. And then, so I like Miss Veronica, I went through different, programs, but the last program I went from Liberty City Trust with Miss Black, they had my paper and they took my folder to Habitat. And at the same time, when they had called me and told me I was selected, and when I walked in, everybody was like, well, here is Anitrice. And I was like, okay, hi. And then he was saying, this is the young lady I was saying when she kept on saying if. And he said, when she said if, and I say when. And then he kept on saying if, and I said when. And he said I said, well, anyway, you can put my application in because I will be selected. And then so when they called me, I was just like, it was me, my daughter, my mom, my kids, we very close. And they called me and told me I was selected. I was on my job. And I was like, oh God, thank you. And everybody was like, Anitrice, is everything okay? I said, yes, I'm going to be a homeowner, the first homeowner. I was very excited. So I was grateful. But it's what you ask. I asked God to be a homeowner because I was living in public housing. And I moved from Brown Sub to what they call it, Liberty Square, but it's always going to be poking me. And I was like, I pay too much, and I was just claiming it. And I thank God. And I said, I will be the ambassador. I told him that too.
You were certain. I love it. I'm sorry. I think I mispronounced your name. So
Anitrice.
So yes, and my name, you can call me Inez or Inez. That's okay.
That's a good name. That's my mom's middle name. So you're all right with me. My mom and my daughters.
I love it. So tell me, I guess, what would you say when you got selected? You share with the family. What was probably the biggest impact, the biggest difference that you saw, like moving into a Habitat home? And we can start with you, Veronica.
My first impact was that I was so happy to even move in and be a homeowner.
Right.
And also when I moved in the first night, it felt like, wow, unbelievable. Oh, I don't believe I'm in my own. Wow, that's a blessing in itself, I tell you. And then that when I moved in about 4 months later, maybe 3, I had a grand opening.
Oh, okay. You were fancy.
Yeah, I had it called a housewarming party. I
Yes.
had a warming party, and also Miss Monica came from Habitat. A couple of people came to the grand opening, and matter of fact, I had a band, the James Brown Band, the real live James Brown Band, because he was in the James Brown Band. That's my cousin, and so they was playing at the club, so they knew I was having a opening, and so they decided to come out and play music for me, and
I
it was beautiful.
I love it. Those are definitely amazing memories. And I'm sure the family remembers your children. You know, it was one of those
Yes.
highlights, memories. So that's great to hear. And Anitrice, what would you say was the biggest difference, right off the bat, moving into a Habitat home?
It was just, I'm a person that I am so joyful. My middle name is Joy. So I was so grateful that, me and all my kids walked in the door and I had the keys and I was like, I looked up and said, God, thank you. And I got on my knees and I started crying. I'm a big crybaby. I just started crying. I said, God, thank you, because once you ask God for what you need and what you want, he'll supply it for you. So by me being the first homeowner in my family, I was like so grateful. And only thing would kind of like hurt it because my mom, she saw the process, but she didn't get a chance to walk in with us. So that's why I colored my house green, mint green, for my mom's color. And she's always say, Miss Joy, you're gonna make it. And it was just an exciting time that all my kids, they went to the rooms and I was like, oh my God, this is our house. And it just was so excited. I was just so excited. I was just telling God, thank you. Thank you. Because it's a privilege and a blessing.
Yes.
And especially when it's a privilege. Thank you.
Yes. And I guess we'll continue with you. Let me ask you. So you have
Sorry.
a
Okay.
full-time- Okay. So we'll give you
Okay. I'm there.
Oh, you're back.
Okay. I'm there.
No, it's okay. So what I was going to ask you, Anitrice, is you have a full-time job. You have your house. You have family, and you have your nonprofit. So how do you do all of that? So can you take us to present day? What is your secret? How do you do all of this?
Well, first of all, you have to have a team. And I have amazing family and a husband that, whatever I need, he be there. My family is amazing. And anything that I want, they always push it because they know my heart. And my heart is to be a blessing to people. Because the same blessing that I'm doing now, someone did it for my children. So, and when I got to the tree, Angel Tree organization, and they did everything that I'm doing, they did it to me for my family. So I know how I feel to be that person, that single mom, that grandma, that, the people who, like that aunt and parent. I know all that. So that's why I try to do, to be the best that I can. And I love giving and I love doing for the community and children. I love it. And anything I can make a person smile like they made my children smile is, is God. That's the only way, because I looked it forward every time I did my volunteer hours. I came to my house every day, like it was already built up. I came every day. And the homeless people know me and they was like, this your house? And I say, yes, it is. And then I introduced myself to them and they got to know me and I got to know them. I came every day with them all, and they was getting tired of me, but I still came every day.
You were bringing them joy, living up to your name.
Yes.
Especially
And they call me in the neighborhood Mama Joy or Nana. Yeah, they call me Mama Joy around here.
Well, I can see why. I can see why. Veronica, same question for you. Full-time job, kids. I know you mentioned you have children, your grandchildren at your house. You're taking care of the family. You also have your nonprofit, and how do you do it all? Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm like her. I'm grateful. I have my family also. They help tremendously with everything I need to do. With different things. If I need to go and get this, or we need to go get the food that we serve for the people. We had to get up 4 o'clock in the morning to be down to Homestead to get the food. Early in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, we had to sit out there a couple of hours, wait on them we go inside the gate for the truck. And also I got a family that really helps so much helping me doing everything, because I have to work too. I got a full-time job, and I work many hours sometimes, like about 12 to 14, maybe 16 hours some days. And it's the Lord's help that give me strength to do all of these things that I'm doing. If it wasn't from him, I could not do it, because this is a blessing to help others, because I was in that need before, me and my family. So it's a blessing to help others with to progress and help them on their way to owning their own home.
Yes.
Yes. So what I hear something in common for both of you ladies is you have your support system, right?
Yeah.
It's very important. You can't do it alone. You have your village, you have your team to help you. And I also hear a lot of passion and wanting to put good back into the world, where you really want to do that. Doesn't matter how tired you are. Maybe you work back when you were building the house, helping build the home, put your sweat equity hours, and you still have to go home and be a mom, be a parent, be, someone's friend. So I think that that passion is what fuels the energy. So that's kind of what I'm gathering from you.
Yes, yes.
It's
Take a lot of energy.
Yes, it does. But I have a statement for our organization says, overtake it, don't let it overtake you. So the things that we do, we got to overtake it, because when we finish it, it's going to be manifest, and the people who receiving it, it's going to feel it. They're going to feel love. They're not going to feel, even people don't look like us. It doesn't matter. Long as we can put something in their hands, in the children's hands, that's the joy for us. And when you have a family that just like Miss Veronica said, you have a family, we push them, but they be like, okay, but they still be pushing us to let us know that we can do this.
We can do it.
We can do it. So it's a it. We gonna overtake it.
That's right. Yeah, that's why I call it leaf of love.
Yes.
Yes.
So actually, in that note, so tell me, share with the group here, kind of an overview of what inspired you ladies to start your nonprofit, and kind of like what led to it, what problem you saw that you can kind of offer a solution to by dedicating your time to.
For me, my daughter came up with the solution to start a nonprofit, because she said, "Mom, you do a lot of things." So I know once you just start a nonprofit, so someone else can help you, push you along in doing other things to help the community. Because we was trying to do it by ourselves, but it's a lot of work. A lot of work. And yes, that's what started us. And also, I said before, what inspired me also, when my grandbaby went to school, and one of her classmates did not have shoes, and she wanted my granddaughter's shoes, and she said, came back home, say, can I give her my shoes? And we said, why? What happened? She said, because the little girl don't have no shoes. And she said, and I said, yeah. So we went back to the school the next day, but the young lady parents moved her out of school, and we wasn't able to see her no more. So that helped inspire me to do things for stuff like that children don't have. And I don't have much, but what I have, I don't mind sharing or helping out.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. So it sounds like the Leave of Love, it's focused in providing meals to people facing food insecurity, which I think that's amazing, and this happens every month. So it's not like a one-off thing, it's a continuous effort, which I admire. So thank you for sharing that with the group. It sounds like it organizes toy drives for low-income children during the holiday season, and the focus is on Liberty City. So it's I think it's amazing what you do. So I want to acknowledge that in front of the group. I don't know how often you get to hear, but I see Jasmine sharing some love there. So thank you for sharing that. So I guess Anitrice is going into into your nonprofit. Tell us a little bit more about that. Spread the word. Let's hear more about what inspired you to start that.
Well, the same thing for me, by me being a single parent, and I spoke before about Angel Tree. So Angel Tree did what they did for they did it for school, back to school. They did it for Thanksgiving, and they helped me for Christmas. And I saw the very first when they started. And Angel Tree, it was a program that helped low-income families and families of parents or the kids' father incarcerated. So they made sure that the kids don't suffer. So everything that my kids did put on their list, they got it for Christmas, Thanksgiving, for school time. And I saw the expression that they had in their face. So, and I was like, God, if I can ever give back to these, because I was looking for Angel Tree, but I never got a chance to reach out to them. So one day I was sitting on the couch, and my kids called me Nana, and God had gave me Nana's Restart. And I was like, Nana's Restart? He said, yeah, because I want you to give people a restart. And I said, okay. So I got with my kids, and I was telling them what the vision was, and they said, okay, let's put it, let's get it together. So we got it together as Nana's Restart. And what we started doing, we started going to every school and asking what's the kids' privilege that they need. Give us some families. So they gave us some families. And then we followed the families. So we started doing it for school time, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And what our Thanksgiving does, our Thanksgiving is what we do. We feed the community. It's called Nana's Thanksgiving Feast. So what we do, we feed the community. And the reason why I brought it at my house, because a young man came up to me and said that, a lot of things go around in the parks, but nobody, the officials, never bring it at home. So that made me like, okay, well, that's very important. So I say, well, what we do when I talk to our organization, and they say, let's bring it at home. So every year we have a Thanksgiving feast called Nana's Thanksgiving Feast, and we feed the community. And this year we fed 344 people.
Wow.
In our community, and we don't give them anything. I have a daughter, Jamie. She's a chef, and her Soul Delight, they cater everything for us. And we had so many volunteers, and everybody came. They was like, they always ask us, is we still gonna have it? And this is coming up to the 8th year. And Christmas, what we do, we adopted William Park. And what we do, we have agenda from 10 to 2. We have, our theme is Dr. Seuss. We have a cat in a hat. We have a live Santa, and we have, we have games. We have, all from 10 to 2. And what we do, we have tents around, and we have little kids, whatever age group theirs. We have Dr. Seuss, and 1 and 2, they read to the children. And then we have volunteers who's fixed up like little elves. We have little volunteers, and they fix up like elves. And they walk the children. We have William Park, and they walk them in the center with Santa and Dr. Seuss. And it's just amazing day. And we have games. We have, Chef Jamie and her team. They did a cook-off. They do a cook-off every year for the girls and the boys. And whoever win, my husband's and my son, they always give them a treat. And we always have this big celebration of all the sponsors. And Habitat is our main sponsor. They always, Mr. Mario, he always help us out. And it's just a fun day. And, this year, by the pandemic, we couldn't do it on the park. So what we did, we came to the organization and we did families. And what we did, we adopted 37. We had 37 families, and then their siblings, and we gave them a wish list. And they wished it for 3 things, and they got what they wanted because different sponsors. We had an amazing time. And just like the joy that my children have, that's what makes me happy. And I'll go, we go to, and then we also we have 3 kids, what we followed from from elementary to high school. Now they're in college, and we still follow them. So, we go to the school, and, that's our joy. Nana's is a totally different organization because it's year round. We don't just do it on holidays. We do it year round. Wow. And, we make sure the children and the elderlies, I love the elderlies. We adopt the carry meats, and we make sure they have meals on Fridays, to make sure everything be okay. We love, y'all know anybody, let us know. So I do what was like, I was them. I was that single parent, and I know how my kids felt when they open up. So that's what we for, Nanas. We here to make the children smile. We even gave parents. We give parents gift cards. We just have a fun day. When we could get it together, I'm gonna introduce all y'all again.
So it sounds like it's the food component, but you're offering entertainment. You have
yes. I mean, we have Santa have, the kids love. We have snow. We have for Christmas, we have snow, and our Dr. Seuss, and he's amazing, and he just have fun with the kids, and the train rides. It's just like a day of fun from 10 to 2, and we always say 2, but we always go to like 4 o'clock because they don't want to go, and we don't only see the kids who we adopt. We let some kids was walking up, and we made sure that they did it.
Yeah. No, I love it. And
man, I got the same story.
Yes, we got to hook up.
Yeah, because my Christmas thing is Annie.
Okay.
Annie's Christmas. Yes, it's almost the same names.
Yeah, because for Christmas, as Nana's went to Wonderland.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, because we have Dr. Seuss. For Christmas is Nana's went to Wonderland.
Okay. And we have the same thing. We have toys, we have rides, we have food. It is from, like I say, 2 to sometime 8 o'clock at night, because it's at my house. So when we have the function at my house. So they have rides. We have a section of different food on the neighbor's porch. We use the neighbors. The neighbors come join in. They have different sections of food, and it just be a fun day all day.
I can definitely tell you both ladies are very passionate about what we both do, and it's definitely, a lot of need for what you do. So thank you for doing that and giving back to the community. I think it's very inspiring what you both do.
Y'all gotta come out.
Yes.
Veronica, let me ask you. So earlier, I mentioned that you had paid off your mortgage, your Habitat home mortgage. So to me, that's impressive. You know, that's my goal one day, to pay off my mortgage in my house.
Mhm.
There plans with my husband.
Yeah.
So tell us what inspired you, I guess, to make that your goal and make sure that, you know, like, hey, you have this, you know, you have a mortgage, but you want to pay it off. So tell us about that.
Yes, because I got into the program and it was a 15-year mortgage. Thank God for that. Because we was through Scott Carver in the program called Hope Six
Oh,
and
okay.
all of that. And so yeah, to pay it off was the goal. You set that goal like I'm definitely gonna pay this house off once I get it, once I get in it. Uh I don't care what get turned on and off in here, lights, gas, water. I need my roof over my head. So, so that was a big goal.
Wow, that's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, it's a very big goal to set to pay this thing off. I was like, Lord help me. You gave it to me, so I need your help to pay this house off
Yeah.
because this is a blessing. You gave me this blessing, and I want to keep this blessing.
Amen.
Yes.
That.
It
So
was,
mom
yeah.
lives in yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
it was a hard effort, but it was worth it. It's
Yeah.
worth it, worth it. Have somewhere to live, uh, cover your head, have a bed. So yes, it's worth paying off. I'm thankful for it, and I'm thankful for Habitat for
Yes.
giving it to me. Thank y'all so much. I
Inez,
appreciate it.
this is Mario. If I can just jump in real quick. Hi everybody. I'm Mario Ortacona. I'm the
Hey.
CEO of Habitat, and you know, these events are really an inspiration to us because we, you know, in the video that the mayor mentioned, more than 1,300 families have had the opportunity to purchase a Habitat home, and so you're hearing these two great stories, and they really are great stories, but there are 1,298 more of them, and every one of them is their own journey.
Yeah.
And I am just we're just so awed and so blessed to be able to work with families like this on every single day. And low income, yes, but
Yes.
people take these mortgages so seriously and their responsibility to Habitat because they do realize that a home of your own with a 0% interest mortgage is a once in a
Yes.
lifetime opportunity. And
Yes.
so you what we ask of our homeowners, you know, you two are heroes. You go above and beyond. All we ask of our homeowners is just honor what you got into. You said you were going to have a mortgage with us, you know, just pay your mortgage, and boy do they take that responsibility very, very serious. And
Yes.
you know, this last year has been very hard on a lot of people's pockets, and particularly the lower income community has been hit the hardest. And
Yes.
yet the effort of families to stay current or to work with the banks to take advantage of forbearances or any opportunities, but no one is just, you know, no one lets it go. And I'm always so inspired by how what a great sense of responsibility you all take on. Veronica, you know, you were talking about your home, and I wanted to give a little context. So many years ago, there was a community called Scott Carver in Liberty
Yes.
City, and the community became very run down, and the county tore it down and moved the families out.
Yes.
And then certain things were supposed to happen, and they didn't. So they brought in Habitat as the last minute savior, if you will. And we were able to not only build 76 houses, I believe, in a short period of time, but they were all offered to the families that had been displaced from Scott
From
Carver.
the
So
correct.
we were able to keep people from that community in that community. And it's something that we're very, very, very proud of. Uh, you know, the families that move into our homes, for the most part, lived in that area already.
Yes.
they're already vested in their communities, but now they're solidifying it by actually purchasing a home there. So Habitat builds houses, but we also build communities, and
Yes.
and it's just a beautiful thing. And you guys are a great example of Habitat families, and I just thank you so much for sharing your stories with us and with everyone. And you know, we can use the inspiration once in a while. It gets kind of hard. During COVID, it's been particularly difficult
Yes.
because we love that interaction of families working sweat equity with the construction workers and our volunteers and our sponsors. We haven't had that all year, and that is a real fuel to our machine. So this is inspiring to us, and we can't wait to have, you know, sponsors and staff and families and volunteers all out at the sites again, because that's really what fuels us the most. So anyway, just wanted to say hello to everybody, and thank you for sharing.
And I forgot my daughter has a house too, right above me, couple of doors down.
Well, look at that.
She's almost about to pay hers off too.
Yes.
Yes.
You see an opportunity and you take advantage of it. That's very, very smart.
Yes.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, Veronica.
Yes.
And lives very close to the tree.
Yeah. For sure.
All righty then. Sorry, Inés, the floor is yours.
No worries. Thank you for offering the context.
Thank you.
It's helpful, so I appreciate you sharing.
Always a privilege to hear my buddy.
Yes. So I do want to take a few minutes to kind of see if there are any questions from the audience that maybe we want to address. So does anybody, I don't know, let's see. Is there anything that we want to address, or are we good to continue? I think
there were no questions in the.
We have one question popped up. The user's iPhone.
okay. And the question is, I guess I have to look through it. All right. Okay, so I guess we shall move on.
Well, Inés, let me jump in one more quick second since we're all sharing good news.
Yes.
You know, I mentioned what a challenging year it's been, but we have also had a really wonderful year in that we have been able to secure a nearly 10-acre parcel of land in South Miami-Dade, which we are quickly starting to work on a master plan and all these things. And it looks like we're going to be able to build approximately 150 homes there. Woo. So it won't be in the immediate future because there's lots of work to be done in infrastructure and architecture and lots of county processes. But for us, knowing that piece of land is out there and that we're going to be able to help that many families is a real motivator. We are also expecting, we're continuing to build homes. Obviously, it's a little more difficult, but we will be releasing some addresses in the north, in the Liberty City area and Brownsville, and we will also be releasing some addresses down in Goulds and Perrine soon. I wish I could tell you with certainty when that's going to be, but we're working on a lot of stuff through the county, and I don't want to release any addresses before we have permits because that just creates false expectations. So it's all a work in progress, and we ask everybody to hang in there with us and keep checking our sites if you're looking for a habitat house. Perseverance
Yes.
is all I can tell you.
And the website, if you don't mind sharing it.
The website is miamihabitat.org.
Okay.
They know, and all the social media outlets, but our applicants know where to find us.
Perfect. Yes. Just in case for new people.
Of course. No, absolutely.
That is great. If not, plain old Google, it does the trick. Use it all the time. So good. So ladies, I wanted to, Veronica, I know you mentioned there are, I think last time we spoke, you have, you have your family, children, grandchildren visit you in the house. I just want to ask you, kind of from your grandchildren's perspective, like how is it from them to coming to, maybe go visit you or go to grandma's house? Just, how does that feel? Just, I don't know. I think that's great when it's not just your children. Now it's like a whole nother generation, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just curious if you don't mind sharing maybe just a little bit about that.
Yeah, yes, I'm here all the time. Well, a lot of them here all the time. Daughter's kids down the street, they always here. The ones that live here is here. And then I have the other grandkids come over every weekend to spend the night. But they love it because we always have something going on. We take them to the park or we take them to the beach. We do something with them all the time. So they love coming here all the time. They want to come every day, but they don't sometimes.
Only so much drama to go around. But no, I'm glad you share that because, again, to my point earlier, I think when we think of habitat and the impact that it has, it's not just for the homeowners, it's not just for you, it's for your kids, your grandchildren, and then other members of the community.
Yes, because I got a TV around the back with a bunch of dishes, and we have refrigerator back there. They have juice, food. They have TV all day. Yeah.
You think you may want to share from your end with regards to your kids or grandkids, kind of how you think that may be beneficial for them. Maybe they're not able to articulate it now, but from what you see, can you share about that?
Oh, talking about me?
Yes.
Oh, my grandkids call this house the safe house. They say it's cozy. They come into Nana house. They'll come over for a little while. Then it gets dark and, they sleep over and we just have a fun. They love Nana's house and Granddaddy Herman's house because they call our house the candy house. Because we have so much sweets, so much, whatever food that they want. He say he don't mind, just go eat it. And that's what they call it. They love Nana and Granddaddy's house. They come all the time because we do on Sundays, we do a family cook on Sundays. And, every fourth, we're going to start back since the COVID. Every fourth Sunday, we always have a family feast. And nobody goes home till nighttime.
Yeah.
I'll be laying in the front room right with them. We'll watch movies, and I'll pick my movie, and they'll be like, "Okay, Nano, your time." But when it's my movie to pick, they want to go to sleep. But when they want me to stay up to watch their movies, so we have movie night, and my husband, he loves it. So it's like they call it the cozy house. Nana house is the cozy house. Yes. Nana and Granddaddy Herman.
I love it. Sounds like I need to, maybe one day I get invited. Just saying.
Yes. Well, I always invite Mr. Mario to everything. So when I invite Mr. Mario, he just blasts it out for y'all. Because y'all know I'll be at Habitat. I'll tell Stephanie, blast it for Mr. Mario. And so I'll tell you.
You're my plus one. Next time.
Yeah, plus one.
There you go. I love it. All right. So we have
yes.
No, but thank you
and we love to have fish fry.
Yes.
Right. Sharing. I think honestly, your stories, I find them personally very inspiring. I think there's something about having a passion for wanting to, do good and put good back into the world. I can relate to both of you from the standpoint of we've received so much. I feel like I've received so much. I want to, if there's anything I can do, if I can help someone, if I can help spread the word, I want to do that because I know I benefited from angels in my life from years ago. So if one thing that I do can help someone in the future, I think, have done something good in this world. So thank you both for sharing your stories. Again, they're inspiring. So round of applause for both of you for sharing.
Thank y'all for having us.
Yes, yes.
Yes, thank y'all for having us.
We
And I wanted,
appreciate-
can I share something for Miss Daniela? I just wanted y'all to let y'all know that I was in her program with Catalyst Hill program. And I remember when I was one of the keynote speakers for the graduation. And I remember she had said that they asked her a question like, how did she start it? And it blessed me. She said she started in her front room. So when she was going for mayor, I was her hype girl. I went and told everybody about Miss Daniela. So I just wanted to tell, yes, I was in her Hill program. And
we are blessed that our mayor,
yes.
prior to her being a politician, she really has been working. She ran the Human Services Coalition, which became Catalyst Miami, and has really just been working her whole life, working towards the underserved. This is not a political statement. I'm just saying that we are very blessed to have someone who understands the issues of the community from the ground up. And I think that we're going to be very well served by her, because she's got a true heart. And so has been at this for a long time. That's very nice of you to share, Anitrice, because
and I still do work for Catalyst.
they're good folks.
I still help out with Catalyst.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I did not know that. So I appreciate you sharing it. So I guess now as we get towards the end of the event, we'll have some closing remarks. And for that, I would like to introduce Alex Treva. He is Miami Habitat's Director of Philanthropy. So Alex, take it away.
Everybody, thank you everyone for joining. But before we get into it, I just want to say thank you to Inés, to Veronica, and to Anitrice, for you guys, first of all, just taking the time to be part of this panel. It's an afternoon, it's a night, basically it's an evening. You're taking time out of your day to give back to Habitat. And that speaks volumes to the people you are and how much you care about the organization. I think I speak for everyone here that, you guys are so open and so candid, and your stories were inspiring to all of us. It's why hearing this stuff is why I do what I do, why I'm here at Habitat, why Mario is here at Habitat, why Maureen is here at Habitat. So thank you so much. And honestly, none of this would be possible without the help of our board. We have a few board members here in attendance today. Our Hard Hats and High Heels host committee, our Women Building Up Women members, and to all our donors and volunteers, no matter how big or small, whether they want to be, in the spotlight or not, every volunteer hour, every dollar, all your hard work is what allows us to do what we do, and build homes, right? And build strength, build stability, and build self-reliance for deserving, incredible families like Anitrice and Veronica and Inés and her family when she was in the Habitat home. So thank you so much. And this past year has been tough on everybody and on us too. I mean, it's a pandemic. It's a completely different situation. And usually what would be happening now, since we are an International Women's Week and International Women's Build Week, we'd be hosting a big party, a big event in May and June, Hard Hats and High Heels, and we'd have 300 people out there, and we'd be raising tons of money to put a deserving mother, head of household mother, in a home. This year, we can't do that in person, but we're still doing it virtually. And luckily, we actually have our new homeowner who's going to be the benefit of all the fundraising for this and for International Women's Week on the call. Her name is Melissa West. She's here. She's the newest homeowner in our program, and I just wanted to come off mute, introduce herself to you guys, let her know a little bit about her. So Melissa, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Happy International Women's Day. I want to say thank you to Habitat for selecting me to become a homeowner, because I never thought I would be selected, So you just try to get it done. So, yes, I'm Melissa. I work at the airport for United Airlines. I've been working there 6 years. 6 years. I work on the ramp. And I applied for the Habitat housing in 2019 when they had the list open for Miami area, and I was on the website every day. I said, I'm gonna get me a house. I was every day looking on the website. I'm gonna get me a house. And I was on my way to work, and I saw they had the openings in Miami. I had all my paperwork together, the birth certificates, the check stub. I had everything together. Before I got on that highway, I went to Habitat office on 36th Street. I said, I'm determined to get a house. And when Monica called me, I was on my way to work in December. Her and Mr. Mario, I was taking my daughter to school. And Monica, Melissa, yes, Monica, you were selected for one of the houses. I was like, for real, Monica? You were like, yes, you were. And Mr. Mario was saying, congratulations. He was thanking me for applying and stuff like that. And I was like, that's the best Christmas gift I can have, because you try so hard and a lot of doors closed on you because you don't have that how you say, you don't have the resources really to get a house. So I thought about Habitat. So I went there and I was selected. I said, I'm determined to get a house because I grew up in the project. I grew up over town. I grew up in the poker beans. I was like, I don't want to be a statistic. I want my own house. And me and my daughter, we striving to get there. I don't care how long it takes, but we are striving to get there.
You're gonna get it.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I thank you, Mr. Mario. And I miss going to the going to help with the building the houses, the sweat equity. That's what I miss doing. Because I had fun at the Blitz, the 2020 Blitz in January. That was awesome.
I remember.
Yes.
Yes, I enjoyed myself.
Thank you so much, Melissa. We're so happy to have you in the program. You're incredibly deserving.
Thank you.
And guys, just to double down on that, you know, all the funds that we raise for this initiative, for Hard Hats and Our Heels, they're gonna go to the construction costs for Melissa's home. You know, it's imperative that now, since we don't have the ability to have teams out to build and volunteers out and be able to raise these sponsorships with in-person events, we need, you know, the help of the individuals, our donors, the people that care about us the most, our volunteers, to get the word out for us. We need to be able to raise the funds to be able to build her house, you know, because that is where every single penny is going for this initiative. So I want to let everyone know here that, you know, we will be sending you guys an email when we're done here, following up. You'll have a recording to the event. You can pass it on to anyone you know. And then if you or anyone you know that can get involved, sponsor this home, sponsor our event, which we'll be having a virtual silent auction online as well. Please introduce us. Please let us know. And every penny counts, no matter how small or how big. So with that, I just want to say thank you again for everyone for attending. And if there's nothing else from Mario or Maureen, or, you know, we bid you a good night and thank you again to everyone that participated. Inés, I'll throw it back to you or to Mario. So
Alex, thank you very much. Thank you everyone for participating, old friends, new friends. Melissa, we are looking forward to getting you in a house, and I hope we'll be able to spend a little time together.
Yes.
Anitrice, Veronica, what can I say? You guys are beyond family. And everyone, thank you for your time here today and for everything you do for Habitat. And Inés, once again, superstar. We love you. Thank you so very much for agreeing to do this. And I think that's it, folks. We can go enjoy our homes and our families, and we will see you at the next one.